Do you use incognito mode on your browser, thinking no one is watching you? In today's video, let's break down the myth of incognito mode. By the end of this video, you will understand why incognito mode is nothing more than just a show and how a technology called browser fingerprinting tracks you with 99% accuracy across every session, incognito or not. So let's dive in. Let's start by dismantling the biggest lie in modern browsing. Incognito mode protects your privacy. Look at this comparison. On the left, you see what incognito mode doesn't protect against, and it's everything that matters. Websites can still track you through fingerprinting. Your ISP sees every single domain you visit. Your employer, if you are on a work network, monitors your traffic. Government surveillance continues unabated. Then what does incognito mode do? It deletes your local browsing history, clears cookies after you close the window, and doesn't save passwords. That's it. It's essentially just clearing your tracks on your own device. But to the outside world, you are completely visible. Think of it like closing your bedroom curtains while standing naked in your front yard. You are not actually hidden from anyone who matters. So if deleting cookies doesn't make you invisible, what does? This brings us to your shadow fingerprint, a unique identifier built from dozens of data points your browser automatically exposes every time you connect to a website. Look at this. Each label represents a tracking vector. Canvas API captures how your GPU renders graphics. WebGL reveals your graphic card signature. Audio context fingerprints your sound processing hardware. Your system font list, screen resolution, time zones, language settings, CPU and GPU specifications, your browser plugins, even your battery status and touch support. All of this combines to create a fingerprint that statistically is unique to you. This isn't a cookie that you can delete. This is your device's DNA, and it broadcasts itself automatically. Websites don't ask permissions. They just read this information passively through standard web APIs. You can't see it happening. There's no pop-up, no consent dialog. It's an invisible surveillance. You might think your browser just needs a request for a web page, but under the hood, it's broadcasting a treasure trove of information. This diagram shows over 50 individual data points that modern fingerprinting techniques collect, and this isn't even comprehensive. Each data point alone might not identify you, but when you combine 50 plus attributes, the probability that someone else on earth has the exact same combination approaches is zero. It's like a digital social security number that you can't change. Now let's open the hood and look at the engine of this tracking machine. This is Canvas fingerprinting, and it's happening right now on thousands of websites you visit. Here's the technical breakdown. First, a website script sends a command to your browser's Canvas API. That's the part of your browser responsible for drawing graphics. It asks your browser to render a hidden image containing specific text, emojis, and geometric shapes. And here's the catch. Even though the command is identical for everyone, the output is not. Your specific combination of graphic card, operating system, font rendering engine, and even anti-aliasing settings produces microscopic variations in how those pixels are drawn. The script then takes this rendered image and converts it into a data string, a base64 encoded hash. Now this hash is your unique ID. It's stable, persistent, and requires zero cookies. You can clear your cache, switch to incognito, or use a VPN, but your GPU will still draw that image exactly the same way, giving you away instantly. This is the most frightening statistics of all. In a study of over 1 million internet users, 99.2% had a fingerprint that was completely unique. You see that single cyan dot in the center? That's you. Those thousands of gray dots around you, those are other users. But you stand completely alone. Think about what this means. Modern fingerprinting techniques achieve 99% accuracy in re-identifying returning visitors. And here's the kicker. Your fingerprint persists across incognito sessions, across VPNs, across browsers restarts. Unless you fundamentally change your hardware or operating system, you carry this identifier everywhere you go online. This isn't just theory. It's $1 million industry. Look at this global network. Companies like Fingerprint.js, now called Fingerprint, track over 2 billion devices globally. Device Atlas, Iovation, ThreatMetrics, Sion.io. These are commercial surveillance companies offering fingerprinting as a service. The market size exceeded $4.5 billion in 2025 and it's growing exponentially. Why? 4 primary use cases. E-commerce fraud prevention. They claim it stops account takeovers and payment frauds. Second, targeted advertising, following you across websites to build behavioral profile. Third, account security. Banks and services use it for risk assessment. And fourth, corporate monitoring. Employers tracking productivity and compliance. Some of this sounds legitimate, right? Fraud prevention is good, but here's the problem. The same technology that stops fraud also enables mass surveillance. And unlike traditional tracking, you can't opt out. There's no accept or reject button. It just happens. These companies have built a panopticon and we are all inside it. If you think this is all theoretical paranoia, let's look at the legal records. In 2020, Google was sued for tracking users in incognito mode. They denied it. They claimed incognito provided privacy. Then the evidences came out. In 2024, Google settled for $5 billion. Why? Because internal documents proved they were tracking incognito users the entire time through their analytics and advertising networks. After the lawsuit, Google quietly updated Chrome's incognito disclaimer to admit that websites, analytical services, and advertisers can still track you. This is a tech giant, one of the most sophisticated companies on earth, admitting in court that incognito mode doesn't prevent tracking. What makes you think any browser's private mode can? This lawsuit proved what security researchers have been saying for years. Incognito mode is a placebo. Now you might be asking yourself, how unique am I really? Let's put it to test. There are several free tools you can use right now to see your own fingerprint. Pause this video and visit amiunique.org or browserleaks.com. These tools will analyze your browser and give you a uniqueness score. Most of you will see something like this. Your fingerprint is unique among more than 250,000 tested. Each test will show you exactly what data points make you identifiable. I encourage you to test yourself. Not because I want to scare you, but because seeing is believing. When you realize how exposed you actually are, you will understand why this matters. So go ahead and test it out. So, are browser vendors fighting back? Yes, but it's a cat and mouse game, and the cat is losing. Look at this comparison. Firefox with advanced tracking protection offers the best defense, canvas randomization, font blocking, and aggressive fingerprinting countermeasures. Brave comes in second with built-in fingerprint randomization and script blocking. Safari has intelligent tracking prevention, but it focuses more on cookies than fingerprinting. Chrome and Edge, minimal protection. Chrome's business model depends on tracking, so they are not exactly motivated to block it. But here's the reality. Even Firefox and Brave can be bypassed by advanced techniques. Researchers constantly find new fingerprinting vectors. As soon as browser blocks one method, trackers develop 3 new ones. The Tor browser is currently the gold standard. It makes all users look identical by standardizing fingerprints, but it's slow and it breaks many websites. The bottom line, browser defenses are improving, but they are playing catch up in an arms race they are losing. So what can you actually do about this? There's no silver bullet, but here's a layered defense strategy. Layer 1. Switch to Firefox or Brave. Don't use Chrome or Edge for privacy-sensitive browsing. Layer 2. Enable strict tracking protection in your browser settings. This activates the most aggressive anti-fingerprinting measures. Layer 3. Install privacy extensions like uBlock Origin and Canvas blockers. These add another layer of randomization. Layer 4. Use a VPN and rotate your IP address regularly. This doesn't stop fingerprinting, but it breaks the connection between your fingerprint and your location. Layer 5. For maximum anonymity, use Tor browser. But understand, it's a nuclear option with serious usability trade-offs. And also, here's the reality check. 100% anonymity is impossible online. But these steps significantly reduce your fingerprint surface and make tracking much harder. Now, we have reached a critical crossroads. The death of anonymity isn't inevitable, but it requires systemic change, not individual action. Look at these two paths. On the left, our current reality in 2026, a surveillance infrastructure so pervasive that privacy is an illusion. Fingerprinting, behavioral tracking, and algorithmic profiling have created a digital panopticon. On the right, a privacy-first future. But getting there doesn't depend on you clearing your cookies or using incognito mode. It depends on browser vendors building privacy by design, on regulators creating enforceable standards, on protocol designers embedding anonymity at the infrastructure level. True anonymity requires architectural changes, not behavioral ones. The future of privacy is technical, not behavioral. Individual users can't solve this alone. We need Google, Mozilla, Apple, and governments to prioritize privacy over profit. Until then, stay informed, use the defenses we discussed, and demand better from the companies controlling your digital life. Thank you for watching Decode the Hacks. If you found this video educational, please do take a moment to subscribe to this channel and hit that hype button on YouTube so that this video reaches majority of people like yourself who take cybersecurity very seriously. Thank you for watching.